Hi, hello, welcome to Dusty Shop, where bad decisions are rapid and planning is lacking. So, don't do what we do. Well, you could try it. Have fun with it. You know, do the YouTube stuff. Click like and subscribe. Alright, thanks. Alright, hello, Sucker Scouts, and here we go. This is the golf cart. Yeah, club car with the Duramax little gas engine in it. And what I did was I've got to move the choke cable because it just where I've got it set up at where I like where it is. It just doesn't work, not at all. So I got it up here on the column right here. Yep, I like it there, but I need to move it down there. I'm hoping by moving it down there, I'm gonna have a shorter cable because what happens is when we go to choke this thing, it usually will hang and it won't close. So then it's got full choke, loads up the engine, starts backfiring, not happy. And I got a monstrosity down there too. So what I've done is I found this little deal off some other little engine I've had around here of some kind. I keep weird stuff, and this is why. So I'm gonna take my monstrosity off over there because it drags and hangs and everything else. So it's not real smooth. And I'm hoping by taking that thing off, it'll smooth it out. So right there, what I did was, for the choke, all I have is, I drilled a hole in the choke, little choke handle. Yes, that is a piece of, that is a Allen wrench. And so this is more of a factory, I call it a little small engine. So it's way smoother. So when you go to rotate it, when you put the cable on it, and I got some places to adjust it, hook it up. Mine didn't. I just made it out of little odds and end pieces because I was hunting for this thing and I couldn't find it, and then I found it, and then the cables gave me some problems, so I thought, you know what, let's just start over. Sometimes when you do stuff, you just got to start over. That's what I'm doing. And because what I got didn't work, and this is what I want, something like this. Nice and smooth, nice and simple. I don't want a bunch of different levers and rods and weird stuff underneath there. And there was nothing out really on the videos to do this. So this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna fix it. So the old one is mounted to the pull start cover. So I've got to take it off. I'm gonna try to mount it back where that one is, because just the way the motor sits in there and the way I got everything set up, I think the choke cable will work better that way. Maybe not, I don't know, but I'm gonna try it. I've already put a bunch of holes in this thing, so what's one more? Two more. No big deal. So with that being said, like I said, I need to get that choke cable off over there because, like I said, man, this thing loads up so bad, and you can't push it in there, and the cable flexes, and it's just not what I thought I was going to have happen in here. And this is not what I was hoping to be something simple and easy. I don't want to spend a bunch of time on this thing. Thing's handy, but at the same time, it's turning into a pain. Real big pain. So, with that being said, I need to take off, like I said, that pull start cover. I want to unbolt it because that thing's all bolted to the cover, because I tried to soft tap it and the soft tap is ripped out of that little thin sheet metal, so I had to do it I had to bolt it down there. So we'll watch as I get all that done right now.
Are you 100% sure about that?
Alright, as I sit here and struggle with getting the cable end off of the cable itself, so that way I can pull the cable through the body. Yep, there we go. Oh, look at that. That got me entertainment. So while I'm doing that, I'm also looking at this thing going, man, what a struggle. What a struggle for something so easy and then it did not want to come apart. So got that out. I was thinking about moving it right there, and I'm thinking, man, well, that SL doesn't do anything for me. I'm still kicking around the idea of where to mount it, how to mount it. Man, because everything I try like that. So when you gotta do it, you just gotta mash the death out of it. And considering a couple of the people that drive this thing, yeah, they can't do that. They have a hard time with it. So, yep, cutting it loose. So there is my wonderful duct tape job from when I first put this together. Yeah, just magnificent. Duct tape the death out of it. And so now we gotta clean it up. And yes, there is quite a few horns on this thing. Yeah, because we've got to scare critters off sometimes away from gates. So horn, you got to be able to get to the horn. And then again, some of the drivers on this thing can't reach the dash. I know. So the horn button's got to stay up there. So yep, right over there. There goes the garbage. Where? On the floor. I'm gonna put the knife up there. Come back over here. So messing with some more. Cut the zipper ties, and there I put a mountain of zipper ties on there. Why? I do not know. I guess I was just being zippy tie happy. So out comes the cable. Boom, that easy. Yeah. You big dummy. So guess what I gotta go get now? The knife again. Because I've got more duct tape to cut. So rather than leave it over there, yep. This is make trips. And there's my entertainment. Keeping me entertained while I do this stuff. So as I try to cut the duct tape and not the wires to the horn, because there's another monstrosity of a deal on this thing. One of these days I'll take this whole cart, take the body off and redo it. But not today. So, being that said, there is a hose clamp that holds the horn and the choke cable on. Yep. Throw the duct tape on the floor. Just throw it over there. As I ponder what to do next, I look for a screwdriver. Ah, there's one. Always a handy screwdriver laying around somewhere. All the time. Yep. I take that off. So I got to put the hose clamp back on because that's what holds the horn button in place. So as I struggle to get that remounted, yep, I did struggle. So yeah, I don't know, remember what that bracket came out of, but it was already bent like that, made like that. So I used it because it worked. So being that I got now 10,000 miles of cable, my plan is right there. Boom, just like so. Reach down there, pull the choke, come through the fiberglass. Of course, I gotta be careful though because that's forward reverse. Obviously, if you're driving a gas golf cart, there's your selector. I absolutely hate it there, but that's what it is. So, so I had an idea. I'll put it at an angle, just like so. Make me a couple little marks right here where where to put it. Where to drill some holes. Thinking right there. Yep. Mark it. Mark my spots in there. And then that way I still have room for the gear selector. And so, yeah, as you can see, I've got a long old cable. So, yeah, need to shorten that up. I think I'll put it at an angle. Yeah, put it at the angle. I have the T-handle one because I like it. It's easier to pull, push. I'm gonna cut it. I got a zip tie on there. Cut that off. Oh man, look at that. So now I've got to unbolt it from my little bracket because I need to drill and mount the bracket, and then slide the cable back through. That's what I'm doing there. Obviously, I mean, come on now. We all know this channel it. Yeah. Yep. And I also been thinking about it. So my little swivelly thing there, because I was looking at it earlier, and I'm thinking, I might not need that. might not. So what I'm thinking now, instead of that little factory little pivot point, which what it's for, might do something different. First, let me drill some holes. Let me see if it's going to line up. So there I am. Boom. Right through that fiberglass. Boom. And heat barrier. Oh, don't need that. Throw that over there. Yeah. Don't need any of that. Go through the second one. Boom. Keep it from moving around on me. Just like so. Had to go get the bolts. Just guess what I did? I left the bolts somewhere else. But no problem. Got that taken care of. Just 2 bolts. 2 nuts. Maybe. Yeah, better put some washers on it. As you can see, I got heat wrap on the old exhaust pipe right there to try to keep from cooking myself while I'm running on the deal. Which, to be honest with you, I need to put another wrap on that thing because it still gets, yeah, hot as, it gets hot. Sure does. Pretty loud too. Pretty loud. Pretty loud. So, now I'm going to drill the hole for the cable to go through. And that took me a while. I'm over there trying to figure it out. Trying to be all sophisticated and, you know, everything else, and what ended up boiling down to was just as simple as this. Just as simple as this. Ran the cable back through, kind of like so, because it's got like a long, I don't know, shaft on there. I did. Oh. All the math in the world. Look what I did. Just popped a hole right through this. Another one. Just blew a hole right through that one. And then yep. Now we're getting out the step drill. Just what we want to be. There we go. Just open that bad boy right on up. Someday I'll. No, I never will. I'll say someday I'll caulk that up and make it look pretty. Probably not. Boom. Choke cable. So whoever rides in the middle, yeah, it's like driving in, you know, driving the old, like an old Chevy pickup truck that's got a floor shifter. Yep. As I struggle to try to get the cable through, I was just having, yeah, it was just being difficult. There it goes. There it goes. This, believe it or not, took longer than way longer than it ever should have taken to do just this. I wouldn't say, yeah. I had to come in there and get my official adjustment tool right there. Oh, look at that. We just kind of, man. So there it is. Nothing spectacular. Pretty simple. Worked out well. And so the cable now, that part of the cable, not back on the cart. Just gotta tighten her up. Nothing but the proper tooling here. I mean, it doesn't seem like much, but like I said, that right there took a little while to figure out. And play around with it, trying to, you know, without actually, I just finally had to say, you know what, here we go. Right, wrong, or indifferent, here we go. So this, I was like messing around with it, I'm going, man, I want to come up through here, come around, and then I was like, man, I'm gonna put my little pivot point thing in there, and coming over here and I'm looking at it, I'm going, wait a minute, I don't really need a pivot point, because the cable, as you can see right there where my hands are, is where the choke cable is. The choke arm for the carburetor is right there, and now that puts it in line, because before I was coming up from the front, and to get it to sweep to, I think it's full choke, goes all the way forward, and then to pull the choke off is all the way back. And so I had to have the lever in there to cam it in the right direction. Well, now I'm in the right direction. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna come in here and maybe not use that, and versus just put a little tab, because right in there, just put me something to hold the cable in place, and then run the cable out all the way to the choke arm and get rid of another moving part on here that I don't need. And so I was like, well, yeah, that's the monstrosity that was on there, which I had to have, because to get it to cam, like I said, it had a cam. So I don't need that no more. And the other little piece, which I'm monkeying around with right now, I'm looking at it and I'm going, I don't need that either, because the cable should be going in the right direction. So now really all I need is something to hold the cable down. Yeah, just something to hold the cable down. And being that this whole motor is made out of light tin, and every time I try anything to mount to it, like, you know, a whole little tab or a little cable clamp or anything like that, it never lasts very long. Sheet metal is like right there. I'm actually trying it with a clamp, and yeah, it just not happening. So yeah, just didn't work. So I'm not happy with that. I put it on there, and yeah, it just wasn't working out. So I'm thinking that ain't working. Not at all. So not playing with the cable. Make sure that all the alignment and everything else, and like I said, there's a cover that had the other stuff mounted to. So I'm just gonna put I'm gonna put a bolt in it. That's the pull start. To pull start this thing is if I have to do it from the back, it's gonna be a pain. Yes, a pain. Definitely a pain. So I'm gonna put one bolt in the cover, and I'm gonna make sure that my little idea is going to work before I get crazy. So what I did here was there's like an old screw hole. I forget what that was for. So I tried to mount that's that first little cam piece. Actually mounted it to the engine. Spent a bunch of time. Yeah, a whole bunch of time trying to mount that thing. Mount it to a spot right there on top of the engine that was already there. Didn't work, because everything moves and it wouldn't let you choke all the way out. So yeah, that was just a useless spot. So I was thinking, but that is, it's got a little, like a split in it, like a fork. All you do is break the cable, the sheath of the cable off, stick it in there, holds it. That way the cable doesn't, the sheathing doesn't move with the cable when you pull the choke cable. So now all I'm trying to do is get it to line up where I want it. I made that from the old one. Yeah, I made a bunch of stuff like that. So I'm pondering the idea of just using that and a little clamp in its place of all my little, like I said, I'm getting rid of all the little pivots and everything else, because I don't need them. So I'm still monkeying around trying to decide. I'm thinking the rusty gears are starting to smoke and the rust is breaking off. They're starting to heat up a little bit here, and boom, man, look at that right there. That's in line. So what I got to do is figure out how to make this thing not move. So I'm looking at it. Like I said, I want to use that little piece right there because I already made it. Next, all you do is split the cable, and then you just got to put a little cable clamp on it. I mean, it sounds pretty simple. Yeah, it is not, because you gotta get the distance, you know, the distance between it, so that way the stupid choke sweeps up through the whole range of the choke and all that. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too. So what we're gonna do now, and like I said, that was a monstrosity, but that's what it took to keep it from moving around in there. Actually, you can see I got another piece on that one too, so that's the way it sat in there. Boom. Actually, it sat different. That little split V piece was to the other side, so I don't know what I'm thinking. I got that little piece that I made, but I was hoping we could just hang it to the sheet metal, but like I said, as soon as I tried to kind of slide the cable in there, it pulled it apart. So went over the old scrap pile, found me a piece of flat, taking me a, you know, a very sophisticated measurement. I'm gonna walk over here to the old vise. Yep, I'm gonna do it. That's what I'm gonna, maybe that's what I'm gonna do. You see how sophisticated that proper and kind of measurement that was. And one, yep, bend that bad boy right over, beat it in place with a hammer. It's just that complicated. Nothing but the finest products in this shop going out on this silly stuff. So now I just got to cut the length off of it. That was the other problem when I had the other one. I didn't have nowhere solid to mount it. So back to the old pull start cover. Yes, indeedy. We're going right back to the old pull start cover. Seems to be the most solid thing. It's not real thick metal, but you get all cut down, and that is all cut down. Get it right. Get a drill hole, get a couple holes drilled in it, and yeah, man, this is, yeah. Yeah, I might got something here. You might get something that might work, that everybody can use instead of just me. And it'll load up and backfire my poor little motor. So yeah, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put it right there, and then it's gonna get welded. It's gonna weld it into place. I'm gonna cut that ear off, and I'm gonna weld that thing right into place once I get it where I want it, or straighten it out. Nah, just straighten it out. I hate to cut it off. I was thinking about cutting it off, but I hate to do that because in case I need that little extra room to get it to sit right. At least I have it. Get it welded down, then I'll cut it off. I mean, it is just a golf cart. Fine equipment right there. You gotta beat on the, get the rust knocked it out of it. Probably shouldn't use it as a hammer. Might need a new crescent wrench. Probably not. Oh, look at that. Magnificent. So, I think I got something here. I think we're onto something. Put that little piece, put your piece of angle iron, or piece of flat, bent over. Get your cable running around there. Put your little lock, like a little lock to hold the cable down. Put your split cut in there. Split the sheath of the cable. That way it won't, the cable don't slide with it. Yeah, the sheath doesn't slide with the cable. And then right there is the right where my finger was like I said, that's where the choke arm, the choke lever for the little carburetor is. And it's just a, this is never designed to be in a golf cart, obviously, but it is. So yeah, we're gonna do something just like that. That's what it's gonna eventually look like once it's done. I'll drill some holes into my little cover right there, and we'll do some, yeah, maybe I can get the cover back off. Oh, there it comes. That thing is such a pain to get on and off. Yes, it is. But that's where I seem to be mounting everything right there, like so, because it doesn't interfere with anything on the motor. Like I said, pull starting that thing is going to be just an absolute nightmare. It is. I was going to move the pull start around, but I ain't done that either. So, off to drilling some holes. And yeah, let's make it happen, Captain. This will be some good stuff right here. So, we are off to finish. Alright, so as we can see right there, there it is. There's a little bracket. Just gotta drill a hole. You gotta be kind of careful which way. You don't want too long of bolts because the flywheel for the little motor is right there, so you want to keep everything kind of close. I'm in there with the old cutoff wheel because I'm going to, I've got it, I did weld the, I didn't show it, but I welded that little tab onto the yeah, that other bracket. It's all welded. Right now I am just cutting the cable to fit. So there's the extra sheath off of it. I've already got the cable pulled back, and now I'm going to finish up getting the cable end bent into the right length for the, that way there's not too much slack in there and all that. So I'm gonna cut it, you know, versus, you know, going there rambunctiously and just lopping that thing off and then going, whoops, too short. I was actually smart this time. I don't know if you call that planning or what, but I took it back in steps. So that way I'd have plenty of, I'd have some cable and I didn't go oops and then I had to sit and wait for forever to get a new cable. May have went out back somewhere or laying around here, but I have no idea where half the stuff is anymore right now, so better safe than sorry. Plus I made the other cable for something else. I don't know. But with that being said, take the final measurement, get everything out of the way, and here we go. Yeah, you know, it's always good to throw sparks right next to the carburetor. And right there by my elbow is the gas tank, fuel lines, you know, batteries right there. That'd be alright. Look at that. Nothing happened. All the people worried about explosive stuff. What? Anyhow. So, with that being said, plug the light back in, and now we're going to go ahead and, like I said, do the final adjustments, get her all dialed in where I want it, so that way hopefully when we're all done. Oh, I hadn't welded that thing in there. Man, I thought I had that welded on. Man, how about that? Oops. Here we go. Made a mistake. Yeah. So I hadn't welded on there. I thought I did that already. Nope. There it is. There's that little piece I had before. Basically, that's what it's gonna do right there. Boom. Shows a good picture of it at the angle and everything else. That Yeah, I just lined everything up. I actually hooked the cable into the choke arm, and then yeah, set everything in there, line it all up. Here's me cutting. There, I'm splitting it so that way it's got that little gap to slide down in the V so that the sheet doesn't move. You know, gotta do a big cut. You just gotta make a little, gotta spread it. Pretty simple. Take it out for a spin, see what it does. I think that's all that good. All right, man. Thanks for watching. And see you for the next one. Thanks.